Hello everybody, PsYStarcraft here with another StarCraft 2 commentary. This is going to be another Zerg versus Protoss. I know you guys are just loving the Zerg versus Protosses. And I am trying out a new stream capturing application, program, whatever you want to call it, called Bandicam at the suggestion of one of you in my last video. So far, it seems pretty darn smooth. It was simple to install. I might have acquired it in a special way that a lot of us internet attack stores like to acquire it. But you didn't hear that from me. Probably shouldn't have even said that, actually, to be honest. But anyway, the frame rate of it seems a lot higher. It seems a lot less resource intensive. I have yet to see like a finished video though, so hopefully the quality is good on this video because I really don't want to have to cast twice. You would think I would do like a test clip or something, wouldn't you? But I'm not that intelligent. I think I have Korsakoff syndrome or something. That's what a lot of you seem to be hinting at. Look it up. Anyway, Zerg vs. Protoss in the top left, my opponent is Nanaki. In the bottom right is myself, DEI, PsY. Once again, DEI is just a bunch of friends. It's not a real team. It's not competitive or anything like that. It's just a good way to hop into a channel with some people and get some games going whenever we need to. The map is... Shit, what is the G-damn map? The map is... it's some weird name, like... Blocky... Blah, 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 blah. I don't even know. You guys know what it looks like, though, so that's okay. Two towers in the middle. These are minerals. These are also minerals. This is a Vespine geyser. So yeah, lots of cool stuff like that. What is that noise? Is that the music in game? Oh, it is. Why does it sound so? Why is it weird? I don't even know. Anyway, I did go 15 hatch against this Protoss player, and he actually chose to go with the gateway in the base as well as the cybernetics core, and he didn't even get his second pylon out here either, which is kind of weird. I'm not sure why he chose to do that, but he's not going to be able to expand. He's not going to be able to block my 15 hatch. And already, like, in this kind of opening, Zerg versus Protoss, I feel like Zerg has an advantage, and you can see here he's probably going to be getting his mothership core possibly after this next probe. Not sure, but no expansion to be seen. And I feel like when you're doing this kind of build, you're either not the strongest player, or you're gonna plan for something weird, techie, kind of cheesy. Oh, I love you too. I love you too. Something techie or kind of cheesy. So already, I really want to be on the ball with my Overlord scouting. I want to be able to scout whatever it is he's gonna go crazy with. So always keep in mind that this kind of opening definitely means like quick starport, quick DTs, quick blink stalker timing, something like that. So you want to, one, have your Overlord ready or some Lings ready to be scouting any natural they're going to throw up, and when they throw it up, throw up. And also fly in and see what kind of tech path they're going to be going down. So for now, all I'm worrying about is getting my drone count up there. Of course, as usual, I'm going to be getting my Zergling speed as well. Oh, and my Overlord's going to go down. As well as my... Overlord speed in a second here. See, I'm producing 2 Overlords to make up for this guy going to die. And you know, when you scout with your first Overlord against Protoss players, you'd always send it to the natural. And if you don't see a Nexus up, if you don't see any kind of wall off here, get that Overlord out of there, because there's going to be a Stalker coming out pretty damn quick. Either that or it's some crazy 2-gate proxy or something. But I should have flown my Overlord here first. I had no reason to go over here. Should have flown it to the natural. When I see there's no Nexus going and there's no wall off going, get that Overlord out of there. So that's unfortunate that I did lose that Overlord. I've got 6 Slings out. Probably only needed 2 or 4. Maybe I got 6 because I felt like he might be a little bit more aggressive with a Zealot Stalker army. And 6 Slings does much better against... Oh, and they're actually going to get in. Does much better against Zealot Stalker than 4 Lings. And, oh, he's going to let me... Oh, he's just going to let me surround it. Oh, the Stalker is actually going to get away. He was able to finish off that Ling and clear up some room. So you can see the speed on the way. Almost done, rather. And my Overlord speed should be starting pretty soon, transferring the drone. So he seems decent in that regard. Like, he has fairly good awareness of his units, pretty good Stalker micro, able to pick off a lot of these Lings. Almost have my speed complete though, and the Stalker just has no chance in hell. He's going to try to get that last Ling. No, it doesn't happen. And I'm going to be able to get 1 probe. No probe going down, and blocking the gateway too, actually. So that's kind of cool. Harvester count out 35 to 31. There goes that extra gateway, and another Stalker's going to be out. But this guy, he is chasing a lot of my Lings, or with my Lings with a lot of drones, and I'm going to get in and get some scouting on this Stargate. Going to see that there is a Phoenix there, and that's going to prompt me to go lair right away. And I actually, I chose to not get Overlord speed because my Lings ended up scouting his base anyway. So you're going to see that upgrade hasn't even started yet. which is kind of it's a smart move. You're saving 100, and this is really the point in the game where you needed to scout anyway. So I see he's going to commit to a Stargate. He doesn't have a lot of macro going. I was able to snipe a couple drones, probes, 2 probes, and now I'm going to position this Overlord to check out the third base. But the lair is up right away. I do realize I've got a good economy going compared to him, 47 to 33, so I'm going to be playing it safe. I'm going to be getting 2 spores at each base. My lair was a tad late, as well as my third base. But like I said, I know that I am ahead because he expanded so late. Here come the Phoenixes, and Hydrodens should be going up momentarily. There you go. Now you don't actually have to produce anything but Hydras at this point, because the only reason you'd want to get Roaches and Hydras instead of just like Hydras or Lings and Hydras is because he might get Colossi. Is this guy gonna get lifted? No, drone, run! Okay, maybe this guy isn't as aware with his Phoenix as I thought he was. But like I was saying, the only reason you're not going to want to get just pure Hydras is if he goes Colossus. But transitioning from Colossi out of Phoenix it takes a long time, and you're not going to have a lot of other units, especially when you're still working on your probe saturation. And as we can see here, he's actually going to be transitioning to a Dark Shrine, so it's like old school Brood War style. He's going to be going Corsair Dark Templar, or in this case Phoenix Dark Templar. However, Hydra is pretty good against Phoenix, so we're going to have to see how this works. But I haven't scouted it, so that's something he's got going for him. I thought I would have scouted everything that he could possibly do to me. You know, I scouted the Stargate. I see a lot of gateways as well. That's what he's going to be going for. Stargate, gateway, probably eventually Robo. But instead, he's switching it up into a Dark Shrine, so that's actually pretty smart. I'm not sure if it was like an intentional decision by him to do that, or if he was going to do it from the beginning, but I think it might just catch me off guard. Now, the only downside to doing this kind of strategy if you're a Protoss is forcing the spores kind of makes your DTs useless. He forced spores out of me by going the Phoenix, but now I have those spores for DTs as well, so it's kind of a silly decision, but it's also an unexpected decision, so it could work. Just probably not usually, so we'll see what he's able to get accomplished with these Dark Templar. The Dark Shrine has completed. He doesn't have a forward pylon, however, and these Phoenix just continuing to be pesky. They've actually done a lot of work this game. Man, these Phoenix have a ton of kills. Holy golly. I can't hotkey them as an observer. That's unfortunate. Anyway, you're seeing how many Overlords he's killing. My supply is just capped out. He's floating a lot of money. He needs to warp in those DTs. Okay, maybe this guy isn't the strongest player in the world, but I don't really know what's going on. Why isn't he warping in DTs? What's going... He was so busy... Oh, he's got no pylons. He was so busy... he was so busy microing his Phoenix, he forgot to build pylons. Of course, I got this Overlord at the third base. Hydra's now moving out. Seeing he has a lot of Phoenix, I feel like these Hydras will be able to do something range on the way. Now, usually I like to get Overlord speed and then Overlord range. Yeah, you're seeing I did do that, but if I'm playing defensively with my Hydras, I'll probably get range first because they're going to be on creep anyway, so they'll be plenty fast. If I'm playing offensively with Hydras, which I am this game, as you can see, I'm going to get speed first, and they do have that speed up. So here comes the first 3 DTs, not quite able to pick out those Phoenix, and just seeing this pylon up here, so I'm just like, okay, I'm going to go take down this pylon. Just because I know I can do that. I don't know what he's got here. And now let me just move on to your natural and see what I can get done here. But look at this. Just as I say, DTs are going to be useless after a Stargate follow-up. He's going to be taking down my third base. I mean, he's good in some areas, and he's not so great in other areas. I wouldn't have had Hydras or an Overseer to kill these DTs, so it's actually good I backed off. Like, him noticing that my first and second base have spores, and so he shouldn't go at those bases with his DTs was actually smart, but getting the DTs wasn't. So I don't really know if this guy's a good player or a bad player or just an average player. It's really hard to say. I mean, he seems to be pretty on the ball with his Phoenix. He's got a lot of kills on his Phoenix, so that's pretty good. I really need to replace my third base. He's now taking his own third base. I've got a Spire on the way, and I'm actually not... Oh god, he wants to cuddle with me. I'm not much of a cuddler, man. You need to get out of my bed once we're done knocking boots. But I do have a Spire on the way. Spire, I'm unsure why I got a Spire, to be honest. I don't really remember. Possibly for Corruptors? Corruptors for his Phoenix and for his... for his Colossi? I don't see any Colossi yet, though. I don't think he even has a Robo. No, he doesn't. How many Stargates does he have? 1? Yeah, so this is kind of weird. Weird play from both players. I definitely could have gotten some spores out my third base. Look at this, and I'm now getting a Spore Crawler and 3 Spines. So I'm trying to make my bases DT proof, and as long as he doesn't get Colossi, this Hydra army is actually going to be pretty scary, especially considering the upgrades I'm getting. I'm almost 2-2, and he hasn't even started his 2-2 right now, so that's going to be pretty good. These Hydras can probably be aggressive now that I have the speed. I have an Overseer with them, and it looks like that's going to be what they do. The pathing being a little bit weird, going 2 separate directions. Yeah, I don't know if I told you guys to do that, but you probably shouldn't have. Now they're going to run back, noticing their mistake. We're sorry, Psy! Only 1 Overseer though, and does he have Blink on his Stalkers? He does have Blink on his Stalkers, and he still has those Phoenix, so this 1 Overseer might not be enough for these DTs. This mixture of DTs, ooh, that's actually a lot of, oh, that was a yawn. That's actually a lot of Stalkers, so even if this Overseer does die, or didn't die, which I think it will, yeah, I need to take care of that Overseer a little bit better. Oh, actually I killed all the DTs, all but 1! Oh no, I did kill every single DT, so there's actually 0 DTs. The Overseer died a bit late, but some pretty good Blink micro from Nanaki, and he's actually going to take down this army. So if we look at units lost, I'm actually a little bit ahead. Not too bad considering I'm a Zerg player, but he killed a lot of Overlords. Not a lot of that is Hydras. I think that battle was actually pretty even. 15 Hydras on the way as well as Roaches. And now I'm getting the Roaches just as a meat shield. I probably don't need to get Roaches like as far as helping my army, but the reason I'm getting them is because they're more gas or mineral heavy, whereas Hydras obviously use a lot more gas in proportion to minerals. So I'm really getting them just because it's more food for my money, because I can't really afford to just get pure Hydras right now. But anyway, the Roaches are going to help tank damage, and now I've got 2 Overseers upgraded from 1 Overseer. Not a great concave, and I should have waited for my Roaches, so I probably fought in that battle a little bit longer than I needed to. But again, my upgrades are 2-2, his upgrades are 1-1, his 2-2 is just about to finish, and I've got Overseers and Roaches. He's forced to blink away, and that's really the cool thing about Stalkers, is that you can blink away from even the fastest Zerg armies. Even like Lings, if you like blink up a hill, he needs to get another blink in. There he goes. He is going to try to deny a 5th base. We can see my 4th base on the way. The Harvester is now 73 to 66. Wouldn't hurt to get a few more Harvesters. Now I am going Hive. Hive Tech is going to be primarily for maybe Broodlords, since I do have a Greater Spire. Archon's so useless. Why do players get Archons? They're so bad against Zerg. Oh man, I know I've said this before, but only get Archons if you have existing DTs that have overstayed their welcome as far as uselessness goes, or you have High Templar that are out of energy and they're going to die if you don't make them into an Archon. You just saw how fast they dropped, and they cost 300, 200. It's so damn expensive. Don't make Archons against Zerg. Not against Roach Hydra anyway. I guess against Lings they're good. They're not even that good against Ultras anymore. So yeah, you guys saw how they melted. That was awesome. So it's just sticking with the Roach Hydra route. I don't see any Colossi right now, so there's not a really big need to make any Vipers. There's not like a huge need to make Broodlords right now. Blinkstalkers against a small amount of Broodlords, if you don't have Fungal, would actually be pretty good. So I'm kind of content just waiting to see what he produces, and then just keep on going Roach Hydra with good upgrades. You can see my +3 is on the way, as well as his +3 attack. He's going to be going for my 4th base. Looks like he might be able to snipe it, but this is a lot of creep. I got decent creep spread, as you can see on the minimap, and he is going to be forced to run away, so getting in a lot of damage on that base, and now taking his 4th base as well. What kind of tech does he have going, though? It looks like he's going for Templar instead of Colossi. And I don't know, I would rather play against Templar as a Zerg than Colossi. Colossi are annoying, although Vipers do well against against Colossi. So I mean, I don't blame him for this decision, although I think Templar require a lot more skill in using, and we definitely need to see some blinks from him. Oh my god, that's so many Zealots! Zealots not so great against Roach Hydra anyway. Need to micro back from this, and it looks like I will do just that. He takes a lot of damage himself on those Zealots, but he just doesn't have the force he needs to be able to take this down. Gateway just doesn't cut it against well-upgraded Roach Hydra. Even with Storm, he doesn't have enough Storm. Looks like he was only able to throw out 2 Storms to injure my Roaches. And look at this, I'm researching Burrow for the sole purpose of healing up my Roaches. I mean, it's such a cheap upgrade. It can come in handy every once in a while. He doesn't have an Observer. He still has no Robo facility to get an Observer. So this guy is playing like a nut job I don't know what the heck is going on. 2 more overseers on the way just to prevent any scary DTs and a bunch of drones. This overseer's like, I want to help. I don't have an auto attack, but I want to help. I'll poop a changeling and kill it that way or something. More drones coming to hammer away at the pylon. Get it. Get it, drones. Yes. Yes. Oh, and they're going to kill this probe too. Don't worry, I'm watching the mini-map. I see what's going on over here. Still just a gateway army. Okay, here we have 7 Templar. Let's see what kind of storms we can find here. Lots of zealots, though, that aren't going to do a whole lot until the storms start forcing me to flame. He's not storming anything. What is he doing? I'm running back, predicting a storm. Now we should see the storms, and I'm predicting them. And yeah, it's like when your army is smaller than your opponent's storm is... Oh, God, what is going... Oh, no. Oh, jeez, he just doesn't have enough gateway support units. He's got so much money, but he's not... All he has to warp in right now is zealots, but zealots... Can you imagine how bad zealots... Well, you don't even have to imagine, you can see it. Zealots are so bad against Roach Hydra. And they're just dying instantly. And, you know, the upgrades might look even right now. Like, you know, 3-3. Well, it was 2-3, but 2-3 against 2-3. But you gotta remember, the shields aren't getting any damage reduction. So I'm doing full damage to these shields. So it really lowers the effectiveness of Protoss units. And I think that's part of the reason their ground upgrades are so inexpensive. Just because, you know, shields is like an additional upgrade they have to get. So I'm going to be busting on these rocks. Might as well. My army composition has very high DPS. And here we are with my my hatchery. Is he going to be able to take it down? Meanwhile, he's just going to forfeit this 3rd base. It looks like, oh, I do get 1 transfuse off, and he should have sent these guys at that base as well. But looks like he's trying to pick off some roach reinforcements. He doesn't have any DTs there. This 3rd base is going to be going down. Meanwhile, I'm going to pause it real fast. You can see this base has been cleaned up. The DT is just not able to do a lot. And the cool thing about that is it wastes a lot of his money and warp-ins. I mean, it's not only just a safe thing to do to put up spines and spores, but it wastes a lot of that. Nice storm. That's the kind of storms he needs. But he needed more than anything else is some Colossi or some kind of better tech that came sooner. And well played from Nanaki. So pretty weird game with some interesting stuff. And I think the most important thing to take away from this game is that I had no need to transition out of Roach Hydra. It's not like, oh, I didn't have the tech ready or I didn't play well or anything like that. I just didn't see any units that would make me have to switch out of this. And you don't always have to go away from Roach Hydra or any army composition if your enemy isn't going to force you to. And in this case, he didn't. And so I was able to take him down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys learned a little bit from it. And as always, thanks for watching.